Cool. So let's start for day 3 demo. Okay, today we'll try to see one of the automation with Linux shell script. Okay, wherein like we'll try to automate the process of scoop and hide with shell script. That is what we are trying to achieve. Okay, so if we see, this is the requirement they are trying to ask us. Okay, what they are trying to ask, get the below output. Okay, let me just highlight this with a different color. So what they are asking is, get the below output using scoop, and we need to use one database, and that database is retail database. So we need to get the output using scoop like this. Once that is done, we need to create an external table and load the data. That is the second thing we need to do. Okay, and finally we need to achieve everything through shell script with parameterization and error handling. Okay, that's how, like in projects, if you'll go, like mostly you'll try to see shell scripting and like parameterizations are there, like from one file other file is called, from one bash script other bash script is called. So that's how like it goes. So in training on environment also we try to mimic the same kind of scenario. Okay, so here if you see, there are different folders which I have created, okay, where like different files are kept. Okay, as of now, no need to worry what is there, what is not there. Okay, that's not a task for you. Okay, so it's just like for highlighting. So I'm using a retail database. The HDFS output directory would be this. The environment parameters will be kept over here. Scripts will be kept over here. Whatever queries I would be writing, it will be kept over here. And finally, I'll be using Hive database. Okay, so just for a explanation purpose, I've just kept it over there. And finally, what I need, this is the output. So we need to have that output in the Hive. That is what our requirement is. So we'll pick the data using scoop. We'll dump the data HDFS, and then from there we'll create an external table. And finally, we'll try to automate this. So what I'll do is, I'll show you a manual process. Okay, and the script is like, then I'll explain you what the script will be doing. Okay, so let's go over here. So this is just a very manual process. No need to understand like what it is there, what it is not there, because as of now that is not our requirement. Okay, just understand like how things are written. Okay, so when I'm trying to execute this small piece, okay, small piece of code, what it will do, it will take the data from this table, database table, okay, and it will try to write some part files, okay, in one directory. That is what it is trying to do. Scope import, a small syntax, okay, which I am trying to execute this with a manually. I am not putting any efforts. Okay, so it's just like doing copy paste. Okay, let it get executed. Once that is getting executed, okay, if you see, there are 6 records which has been loaded. Cool. So what we will do, we'll try to view those records. Okay, I've just written few basic commands to test so that things will be like available for us. I can see the data. Okay, now this part is done. Okay, so this part is done. Now what we'll try to do is, we'll try to create an external table on top of HDFS file system, and then we'll try to preview the data. For that also, like just for testing purpose, I have created like small syntaxes to show you manually how. So this is like Hive interface. Okay, I am trying to create this table, and finally I will be trying to view the data. So this is like all manual steps, like one by one I am trying to do. Okay, so everything is working gracefully over here. But ideally, once you go into the projects, this is not the ideal requirement. Yeah, once you are into dev environment, like when the requirement is handed over to you, and once you start building this is how you write the code piece by piece, test that everything is working or not. And then you think of parameterizing those things, everything, so that like if I just execute one script, everything should run in tandem and there should be no manual intervention. That's what like a developer's life is in any project, in any technology. Okay, so here we are like big data engineer with PySpark. So these are the surrounding skills with Python, PySpark, Kafka, AWS, like shell scripting also we need to know. Okay, so that's where like I'm trying to take one small scenario today. Okay, now again I have written a very small SQL query. Okay, it's a very simple query. What it will do, whatever the required set is, this is what the output which is expected from this given scenario, right? So that's what they are expecting us, right? So they are expecting we need to get this data. So how did I analyze? Again, like when the requirements are given to you, so you need to analyze like based on the DDL. So I have made into the consideration that is a categories table and the other is products table. I have applied a join between these two with a joining condition, and finally I have done a filter on Pittsburgh. Let's say the requirement was like I wanted to see the Pittsburgh data based on only of NFL. That's what the query says. Okay, it's a simple query, two-liner, not a big query. So we can get the data. Now we know this is the database, we know this is the output directory. Again, I'll not show the environment end to end because again like it will take too much of time. So directly what we will try to go, we'll try to go to the script. How the script is written, I'll explain you the script, what script is doing. First you understood like, okay, you understood this manual process, right? Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to explain you this process. So everything, whatever I was doing manually, now these two shell scripts or one shell script will do the work end to end. I just need to execute one small piece of command, and finally my end-to-end solution, whatever the requirement, based on the requirement, like it will give me the result. Okay, so let's go to the script like which I have written. Let's enter it. Okay, and let's go to the first line. So it's like a slash bin bash. Okay, so here I have defined some variables. Okay, don't worry about this, like if you don't know the shell script knowledge. Okay, so things like maybe like if you plan to join the training program, there like I will be giving the training video, Linux videos and shell scripting videos, and you'll come to know how to write, because in the first week I try to write small script and show you right from the scratch, and then in the second week we try to parameterize. So this is like a second week or third week script, which is a little lengthy. So don't get bothered or don't get panicked. That will come by step. It's a step-by-step process. Okay. So here what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to define some variables. Okay. When I'm defining some variables, after that, so there are a couple of things. If you see, I'm trying to create my logs. On which day I'm running my program or shell or data load, I'm trying to capture that date. Okay, and I'm trying to write this in this format. Here I'm trying to check some conditional statements. If the number of arguments are not past 3, that script will throw me an error. Okay, so again like these are command line arguments if I'm not passing. So I'm telling the user, hey user, you have missed something to enter, that's why my script is not able to execute. And whatever a user has entered, we are writing into the log file. It's just like a small thing. This is one parameter file which I am talking about this. If you remember now, a little while earlier, I executed this scoop command. If you see, like all the things are hard-coded. But here, I have written those everything over here in this param file, and I am trying to call that over here. So that's where like with a $1 argument that parameters would be called. And once I go a little bottom, I have a same scoop command where everything is parameterized. Can you see? Everything is parameterized over here. Nothing is hard-coded. Here, if you see, everything was hard-coded. I was able to see everything. But when it comes over here, everything has been parameterized. So that's where we are referencing this params file. Okay, some parameters are kept, and I'm calling that into my script. Okay, let's go to the first line. So that's where I'm trying to take 3 arguments. If you see, 3 arguments. So the first one is parameter file. The second, the table name which used to get generated. And the third parameter is the SQL query which I have written. So this is the SQL query which I have written. So 3 arguments would be passed to execute this script. Then again, like there are some error handling command. Okay, based on the requirement, like whether that directory is available, if you want to remove or you want to append the data, based on that, like I have written a error handling. Okay, now if we move a little bit ahead, so again like I am trying to check whether my query file is available or not. If that query file is available, then I need to execute it. Okay, some checks. Why? Because what if like in the params file you don't have parameter, in the scripts folder you don't have scripts, in the query you don't have query. So again like we should check all those things before executing your script. So that's why I'm trying to write all the error handling commands so that in a given scenario it should not fail. Yeah, if that is not available, definitely it will fail. But in a given scenario, if it is available, we need to do error handling, that is positive and negative testing. So I have written whatever like I can handle, I'm trying to handle that. Okay. Then if you see over here, the same scoop command which I executed manually. Okay. As of now, don't need to worry like what exactly it is doing, how this is written. So all these part of training which will be taught right from the basics. Here we just need to understand it. Okay, this is how the flow is happening. Like yesterday and day before yesterday, I wrote the code, but as of now that was not mandatory. Just understand it. That's it. So I'm trying to do scoop. So this what it will do, it will pick the data from here and it will dump the data over here. That's what it will try to do, right? Then afterwards what I have done, if again I am doing some error handling, if the above command is successful, then I will say it is successfully completed. If I want to check, so these are all like I was getting some, if you get some issues or errors, you just try to put some echo command just to test whether things are working fine or not. That's what I'm trying to do over here. Afterwards what I did, after executing this manually, I created the Hive table and then I did a select. Same thing I'm trying to do over here. So this is the process from where I needed to do. So the same process I'm trying to do over here. When it comes to shell script, okay, so when we are trying to execute the SQL scripts, we need to prefix or we need to flag it -e. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a table and finally I'm trying to load. And finally what is happening, my log files are getting written. So it's, if you see, it's just like not much, like 30-40 lines of script, but again like it has written piece by piece and it gets developed slowly and steadily. It takes time to get developed and you get to know how to write these things, because once you go into the project environment, you should be capable of writing the scripts or amending the scripts, and or you should know which parameter is failing and from which file that is getting reference to. Okay, so all those things you should be capable of. Okay, so that's what we have, that's what I have done over here. So everything is embedded over here. Okay, everything. So if you see, this is the output directory, this is the SQL data, MySQL database. Okay, under this parameters files is kept where I'm trying to do. Here I have written a script which I will be executing. Here I have kept SQL, and in my Hive I have a database, as I told a little while earlier. So now what we will do is simply we will go over here, we'll come out of the script, okay, and we'll try to execute in the debugging mode. If something happens wrong, maybe like we will be able to debug that. Okay, now what is the script name which I am trying to execute? The script name, which is nothing but the assignment which I gave to my students, that was a 6-week assignment. Okay, if you remember, it was asking for me the 3 arguments. Okay, so the first argument which I am trying to pass is home, save, LFS, and the environment folder, there is params config file, which I talked about a little while earlier. The second argument is nothing but the table which I want to create in Hive. And finally, the query which I have written, okay, to achieve this. So this is the query which I have written to achieve this, which would be finally written to my Hive table. That's what it is written. So I need to call that. So I have kept that in one file and I'm calling that. Okay, so that is at again like environment location. Based on project to project, these directories would get changed, but this is how it flows in my project. Okay, so /home, save, LFS, environment folder, and again in environmental folder I have kept multiple queries. So for me, like it's 6.1.txt. So this is like a small script which I would be executing, and it will start doing its work. So nowhere like I'm trying to do anything, it will just get executed. Whatever it's written inside that, it will try to execute step by step by step. Now if you see, MapReduce job will start, which means that it has started extracting the data from MySQL database. And finally, see, if you see MapReduce job 0%, it has started. So now your MapReduce job has started. Okay, so then if you see here, like Hive create table, so now Hive create table is getting initiated. If you see here, Hive session ID, so there is a session ID which gets created for Hive, and finally, like after creating the table, it is pointing to that data where I have scooped my data, and it will try to view that with a select query which is written at the end, and finally it will say, okay, everything is completed successfully. Okay, that's what we need to get. If you see, I'm able to view the data which was expected over here And let's try to verify that in the Hive table also. So simply what I'll try to do, I'll just try to select all the records from stage underscore NFL. So again, like we have staging data, and then we have finally like aggregated data based on like I have created some table and we are able to get the data. Okay, so very small and a generic scenario where like you can automate the process of writing the scripts, because once you move into the project, so like there will be so many scripts which will be written for every job. There will be some script which will be calling your .py PySpark programs, some will be like Hive programs, some will be like your scoop based on your project, what is there, what is not there. Okay, so we need to have a familiarity with SQL writing, that is a basic thing, and also like shell scripting writing. So the idea behind this session was to make you or to give you a gist or an overview how shell scripts can be written to automate the process. Okay, so that's what like it was there. And